These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Vinter V. Article quote, Iraq has completed requirements to join WTO. Quote, Minister of Commerce of Iraq has confirmed that Iraq has completed the requirements to join the World Trade Organization after completing economic reforms and improving the business environment. Goldilocks says Vietnam is showing trading statistics that indicate a self-sustaining economy that is growing and even has a greater potential going forward. At this point, Vietnam is showing momentum. When a country starts to show a trade surplus, it indicates that a demand for a country's goods and currency is in higher demand, thus creating the need for an increase in a country's currency value. Freight 26 key bank story. Bank story lady, I've been banking with them for about a year. A few months ago, I was talking to my contact. I was telling her about the exchange and asked if she had heard anything. She hadn't, and they probably weren't going to deal with it at all. She even asked her higher ups, and they didn't say a thing. She said she had a list of people to call. If she heard anything, she would be in touch. Over the last few months, I've kind of given up on it. I had a talk with her the other day, and she said, I'm so glad you called. We just underwent training for the exchange. Frank said, the dinar. The bank story lady said, yeah, it must be coming. Militiaman says everything we've been seeing in the news is quite intense in respect to a lot of things we've been talking about. Article quote, Iraq's Minister of Trade, we seek to join the World Trade Organization and expand our economic relations with the world. That's pretty bold. Quote, Iraq is now able to enter the global trade market through the organization on a large scale. There you have it. That is a massive quote. Mark Z via PDK comment, I am of the belief if they reinstate to pre-war rate, it will be $3.22. Mark Z says, I'm of the belief as well. I'm of that belief as well. I think that is their minimum. I do not expect a wild or crazy float. It is not good for their money if it swings wildly. But to me, it's looking like it may be one bam, then done for a rate change. All right, Claire article quote, Prime Minister, the government has placed the issue of economic and banking reform among its most important priorities. Now we have Walking Stick that says, when you see the prices in the market of Iraq start to drop, get excited. They would be parallel to the exchange rate. Frank 26 Firefly Sudani did a speech putting economic and banking reforms as a major priority. Frank says, I'm all for it. All of their efforts, of their energy is directed to the success of the monetary reform first, then will bring success to the economic reform. This sequence cannot be reversed. Your day is coming. All right, Pimpy, question, how is the development road project going to be funded at 1310? The development road project is not the world's largest project. It is not even the top 20, but it is a very expensive project. Pay close attention. Article quote, this year's budget is Iraq's largest 198.9 trillion Iraqi dinars, about 153 billion based on the exchange rate. The 2024 and 25 budgets will be the same unless the cabinet requests any changes and parliament approves them. This budget has already calculated. What did it say in the article? With the current exchange rate. And what is the current exchange rate? 1310 dinars per dollar. All right, Harley Quinn C3. Over the years, there's been many articles about the old currency retaining its nominal value. The denomination remains the same. A 25,000 dinar note remains 25,001 dinars. The new 25 denomination remains 25 1 dinars. 1 dinar equals 1 dinar. Denomination value just means name, not exchange rate. The confusion arises from people thinking value means exchange rate. When it's just talking about the nominal value, the named value of the dinar, which in this example is a 25,000 dinar note, that's its name, not its exchange rate. To an Iraqi, an exchange rate of pounds sterling to dinar is meaningless. 1 dinar is just 1 dinar. But what does that 1 dinar buy? That's what matters to an Iraqi. In my opinion, the latest article is explaining The named value of both notes don't change. It doesn't affect the nominal value. It answers the question about a lap of the old dinar, explaining you exchange 25,000 old dinar for 25,000 new dinar electronically at a 1-to-1 value. The named value remains the same. Of course, for people outside of Iraq, they will be exchanging 25,000 dinar for their home country's national currency of 25,000 dinar at an approved exchange rate. Frank26 says if you have seen Saddam's Swiss dinar notes, they're worthless, but if you have Iraqi dinar that you purchased from a bank or a licensed broker, you should be okay. And lastly, we have Bruce via Wiser Now, who says we could get our notifications Thursday, which is today, the 29th of February. Start exchange on the 1st of March, which is Friday. Everything is moving in the right direction, so let's see what happens, guys.